welcome to the party. You found the Mouse Castle Lounge, the place to be for good times and great conversations from the world of Disney. The bar is open, your table is waiting, and drinks are now being served. Come on in. And now, here's your host, the keeper of the Mouse Castle Lounge, Tim Calloway.
Welcome to the lounge. It's November 17th, 2015, and I'm Tim Calloway. What a fun show we've got for you today. We're going on the red carpet at the Walt Disney Studios for the premiere of Disney Channel's The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar. It's a TV movie inspired by Disney's classic animated film The Lion King, and it's debuting on Disney Channel on November 22nd. But first, join us inside our great circle of life within the Mouse Castle. Visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Mouse Castle. On Twitter, I am Disney Tim, and please follow the Mouse Castle on Tumblr, Pinterest, and Instagram. If you've got any questions or comments about the show, just give us a roar at podcast@themousecastle.com, or you can call our listener line at 702-475-5MCL. That's 702-475-5625. And we encourage you to visit the blog at themousecastle.com, where you can download the free Mouse Castle Lounge app for your mobile device. Just click the pic that says, Get the app. Disney is returning to the Pride Lands for a new Disney Channel animated series based on The Lion King called The Lion Guard. The series itself will get underway in January, but you can get your first look at the next generation of Lion King characters when The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar debuts on Disney Channel on November 22nd at 7 p.m. It's a one-hour movie that introduces us to Kion, the second-born son of Simba and Nala. You might recall Kion has an older sister, Kiara, if you've ever seen the direct-to-video Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Kion is tasked with forming the Lion Guard, a group of young animals responsible for protecting the Pride Lands. And while the Lion Guard has traditionally been an all-lion team, Kion opts to include a variety of animals with their own special strengths. So you have Bunga, a brave honey badger, Ono, an intellectual egret, Fuli, a confident and very fast cheetah, and Beshte, a good-humored and well-connected hippo. The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar is voiced by a mostly youthful cast, but there are some returning veterans. Just as he did in the original Lion King, Ernie Sabella will voice Simba's loyal warthog friend Pumbaa, and James Earl Jones will be heard once again as Simba's wise father Mufasa. Simba is voiced by the Grinders' Rob Lowe, and Gabrielle Union provides the voice of Nala. On Saturday, I got to hang out at the Walt Disney Studios for the premiere of The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar, and I chatted with a number of people in the cast. First up is Joshua Rush, the young personality plus actor who plays Bunga the Honey Badger. It's the cast of The Lion Guard on today's episode of the Mouse Castle Lounge. Joshua, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. Now, in The Lion Guard, I heard you play a honey badger, and everybody knows you don't mess with honey badgers. So is Bunga kind of a tough guy?
No, Bunga's the bravest, but that doesn't stop him from having a big heart, and his big heart kind of gets him in trouble sometimes, which I think is part of what makes him the bravest.
I've been hearing as you've been walking down the red carpet here, he's got a catchphrase. We may have more than one catchphrase. What is Bunga known for?
Bunga has two catchphrases, which are Zukazama and Unbungalievable. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, I want to hear them, yeah.
Zukazama and Unbungalievable!
Now, to appreciate that, you have to understand how far back Joshua stood from the microphone to do that.
I was like a couple feet back.
He reaches down deep inside and just blurts it out there. Now, how is it like for you working in the studio, doing the catchphrases, doing your lines, and working in animation?
It's an amazing feeling to know that these incredible animators at Disney are going to take your voice and turn it into something that is not even like you, and you it's a whole nother level of acting, and there's a big level of trust between you and the animators.
Now, you said, they're turning you into something entirely different, but aside from your voice, do you see your mannerisms or your personality coming through in how the animators have adapted your character?
A little bit, just a tiny bit. I haven't actually seen the movie yet, so maybe you can catch me after, and we'll see if there's anything that I've noticed. But I haven't really noticed too much that's similar about me and Bunga. It's kind of amazing. I kind of forget that it's my voice.
All right. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Okay, joining me right now is Eden Regal. She's the voice of Kiara in The Lion Guard. How are you today, Eden?
Just great, thank you.
Good. Tell me about your character.
Oh, well, so Kiara is the princess. She is Kion's older sister, the future queen of the Pride Lands, and she's got a bit of entitlement. She can't wait to be queen, and
She just can't wait to be queen.
Can't wait to be queen, and she's a little put out when her father makes Kion the head of the Lion Guard and gives him that power at such a young age. She doesn't think he can handle it. He's just her kid brother, but he really proves herself, and then they end up going through a lot of adventures together, and at the end of the day, they're brother and sister. They stand by each other no matter what, and family is so important. So.
But he's still just a dumb boy, right?
But man, he just doesn't get it, right? I mean, I'm the future queen, so I get it.
Now, how much is playing the future queen? How close is that to your own personality?
Well, not that close, unfortunately. I wish I were a future queen. I've always wanted to be a Disney princess, though, so I guess in that way, I'm living my dream.
Not quite the way you planned it, maybe, but it's kind of working out.
Exactly.
All right, Eden. Well, thanks for talking to us. Enjoy the premiere.
Thank you. I will. You too.
Okay, right here in front of me is the wise and venerable Rafiki, Cary Peyton. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. You are taking on an iconic role in Disney lore. Was that kind of intimidating, or did you really enjoy the challenge?
I really enjoy the challenge. It was kind of intimidating, but as I was working up the voice, I realized that I'd kind of been playing with this voice all my life, And, he gets so big and he gets so small. Sometimes when you're having to match another voice, you feel kind of confined. And I may be sort of confined, but honestly, it's like being on a playground that you can't even see the ends of the playground. He gets so big and so diverse, he gets so small and quiet, and then he gets so big and he has to tell a story in a big way, And so there's all of these places that you can go that makes me feel a lot freer than most kind of voice matches. I don't feel like I'm voice matching anymore. I feel like I get into the guy and just am able to play.
And it sounds like they're giving you a lot to work with.
Yeah. I wish they would give me more. I always say, you write something more for me to do. I love doing this voice. Rafiki's job is to, give advice, be funny, be big, be little, get out of the way, let the kids learn. And I've always wanted to do more. He's just such a fun character. I talk to my daughters, they're 4 and 6. They're perfect. They listen to Rafiki, eat your vegetables, go to bed. It's time for bed. They listen much better to him than they do to me.
That's what I was thinking. Now, with your kids here, how high on the coolness factor have you gone up now that you're voicing Rafiki?
I've gotten pretty cool. I mean, being a voice actor is a pretty cool job when you've got kids that are in preschool and elementary school already. Rafiki blows it out of the water pretty good.
And, of course, one of the other voices that you do is Cyborg on Teen Titans. I've got a grandson that would go nuts to know that I'm talking to you right now.
What's his name?
His name's William.
William. Hey, man. Booyah, William. Let's come out to the tower sometime. We can play some video games, have some pizza.
You just made his life. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Cary, great talking to you, sir.
Nice talking to you, too. Take care.
Sarah Hyland is the voice of Tfue. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are. Okay. You got it.
All right. On the first try.
Yeah.
I even got Sarah Hyland right, too. I'm good.
You got it.
Tell me about your character.
Tfue is one of the youngest lion cubs. I think she is the youngest. And the name itself in Swahili means submissive. So she just wants to make Kiara happy. She's one of Kiara's best friends, and she will do anything to make Kiara happy and comfortable and just make her feel comfortable.
So kind of her bestie, or she just takes care of her?
No, her bestie. I mean, Tfue is young, and Kiara always kind of has to put Tfue in a place because Tfue gets all these crazy ideas, and she's just like, well, this will be good for you, and Kiara's like, well, that will not work. You understand that, right?
So she gets a little carried away sometimes.
She gets carried away, yeah.
How does it feel to be part of this Lion King legacy now?
It's one of the most exciting things I think I've ever done. I'm a huge Lion King fan of the franchise, of everything about it. Just the music, the movies, all the merchandise and everything. It's just, I'm so lucky to be a part of this because I was 4 when the movie came out. So this has been in my life since I can remember, and I'm just so very happy to be here.
So you really enjoyed growing up with The Lion King.
Yeah, I did.
Who's your favorite character from The Lion King?
Probably either Mufasa or Nala. I love how strong and independent Nala was and how she can meet Simba not just mentally but physically and fighting and everything. Pinja again, one of my favorite lines.
Well, enjoy the premiere, and thanks for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm here with Johnny Reese. He is the voice of Mzingo. Am I saying that right?
Mzingo.
Mzingo. Okay, tell me about that character.
Mzingo is the lead vulture, the head vulture, if you will. Flaps around the Pride Lands, reporting back on what's going on, and he is, I guess you'd call a villain, one of the villains. Thinks he's tougher than he really is, and is always calling committees to make sure that the decision is made by everyone. There are subcommittees and subcommittees of the subcommittees, and so he's
the ultimate villain. He's a bureaucrat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. You said it. Yeah, absolutely.
So is when he's forming all these committees, these are committees of other vultures. Does he bring other animals into the mix?
No, there are other vultures, and then they'll make a decision, but not after the minutes of every meeting's have gone over and the committees have met, and it's a process.
And on and on and on.
Yes.
How does it feel to be part of the Lion King legacy now?
Oh, it's great. Anytime you can be a part of anything Disney is wonderful, but something with such a storied and amazing history in terms of, when I originally saw The Lion King, it just had such a classic Disney look to it, but there was something fresh and contemporary about it, and the music was wonderful, and the stories and the characters and the tone of the piece. So I was very excited to be a part of it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it, having worked on it for so long now.
How long have you been working on it?
Gosh, it's certainly over a year. To have an animated show that has music as well and songs and is richly layered and has great storylines and fun characters. It doesn't get much better. I know Mzingo's done some singing as well, so that's that's good. You'll hear a vulture sing.
A singing Mzingo.
A singing Mzingo. Try saying that a few times fast.
All right, Johnny, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck with the premiere.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Okay, with me now is a gentleman who can clear the savannah after every meal. Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa. How you doing, sir?
Hakuna Matata means no worries.
That's amazing. Could you have imagined that over 20 years ago when you first voiced... He's making the sad face, everybody. Over 20 years ago that...
You mean when I had hair?
Do you... Yeah, something like that. Could you imagine that you'd still be doing the voice today?
No, I could not imagine that it would be the biggest movie Disney ever made. I could not imagine that it would go on and on for 22, 24 years. But now I'm beginning to imagine that I'll be doing this a long time, and I hope so.
So what is Pumbaa's role? How does he fit in the circle of life within the Lion Guard?
He is still Uncle Pumbaa. He still gives uncle advice, good advice, and loving advice, compassionate, and always there for them.
Have you seen the Lion Guard movie yet, or still waiting to see it?
I have not seen it. I can't wait to get into that building and see it.
I was talking to Johnny Reese earlier, and he said that he had been in the recording studio for about a year. Have you guys been working on this a long time?
I've been working on it a long time. Yeah, I can't remember if it's 9 months or something like that. Yeah, a long time.
And hopefully we'll be hearing you do Pumbaa for a lot longer.
Thank you. Me too.
All righty. Thank you, Ernie. Appreciate it. Okay, with me now is Madison Pettis. She is the voice of Zuri in The Lion Guard. Tell me about your character.
Zuri is a really fun character to play. She is obsessed with fashion and cares a lot about keeping her claws manicured and her fur clean. So she's a little high maintenance, a little bit of a drama queen, but she's also a really good friend and really cares about her friends like Tfue and Kiara. So it's been a lot of fun.
Very nice. So are you high maintenance too?
I definitely love fashion, but I don't think I'm as a high maintenance of a person as Zuri is. She's up there.
The last time that I saw you, you were about yay high, and playing opposite The Rock in The Game Plan.
And yeah, that was like, I'm 17 and I was 8 when I filmed that, so like over half my life ago, but it's still like one of people's favorite movies. It still airs on TV all the time, so it's a lot of fun for people to still keep up with it.
So how does it feel to be part of the big Lion King legacy now?
It's really surreal to be part of something that's like so legendary. My whole life, like I remember having it on VHS growing up in Texas. So if it was on VHS, you know it was a while ago. It's really cool because I have like a little 5-year-old nephew and a 6-year-old cousin. So I know they'll really love growing up and watching the show, and their parents were watching the original Lion King. So it'll be really fun for families to be able to watch it together. I think it's going to be awesome.
Now for your nephew and cousin, has your coolness factor got amped up now that you're voicing a character in the Lion Guard?
They're still pretty little to understand that my voice is another character. It's still kind of complicated to explain to little ones. But my nephew dressed up as Captain Hook for Halloween because I was on Jake and the Neverland Pirates, and that was like his favorite show. So he dressed up as Captain Hook and made his new 3-month sister dress up as Tinkerbell. So that was like a really cool aunt moment for me.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, what were you for Halloween?
I was a cheetah, sticking with the whole jungle theme.
Very good.
Yeah.
Stay consistent with that. Stay in character.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Madison, enjoy the premiere, and thanks for talking with me.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Joshua Rush is back, and he brought a few friends with him. I've got the whole Lion Guard here. How you doing, guys?
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing great. This is going to be a little tricky, too, because I got 5 people in front of me, and I've only got 1 microphone, so we're going to try to make this work as best we can. Going to start with Max Charles, who is the voice of Kion. He is kind of the leader of the Lion Guard. Tell me about your character.
Well, I play Kion, the leader of the Lion Guard, and he's actually the second kid of Simba and Nala, and he is supposed to put together the Lion Guard, which is, a team of the fiercest, the bravest, the fastest, the strongest, and the keenest of sight. And, he actually puts together all those things, but instead of putting together lions, he gets together a couple of his friends.
Kind of bucking tradition there. How does that play with the rest of the pride?
Well, it actually goes really well because they're all best friends and they work really well together, and it's just teamwork, and they're a really good Lion Guard.
Great. Dusan Brown, am I saying that right? Dusan Brown, my apologies. You are the voice of Beshte?
Beshte the hippopotamus.
Beshte the hippopotamus, who's described as a good-spirited hippo, so you're kind of a happy guy.
Yes, very happy, very friendly. Friends with everybody. I know everybody. That's basically, yeah.
Because every good Lion Guard needs someone who knows everybody.
Connections, like the guy in the streets that knows and sees everything. Sort of like Zazu for Mufasa.
You've seen the movie then.
Yes,
Good for you.
Yes, I have. Even though I wasn't alive when it came out, my mom showed it to me.
Yeah, well, I think you can find a copy out there somewhere.
I'll give you my VHS tape of it.
Oh, I have a VHS.
Yeah, it's like orange.
Yeah,
It's like the whole VHS is orange, and then it has a little sticker on it.
I still have my entire collection of Disney VHS movies. I will not part with them. And I know you don't care, yeah. But that's all good.
I do care because that's history, so you got to keep history alive.
Atticus Schaefer in front of me. You are the voice of Ono, who is described as an intellectual egret. Does that mean you're kind of a smart aleck?
It can be a smart aleck, it can be, but he's just very intelligent. Actually, the original specs for the character described him as Niles Crane from Frasier, and my mom was a fan of Frasier, so in studying for the character, we looked up some old Niles Crane stuff, and he fits the bit pretty well. He kind of has his bouts of anxiety, but he has his bouts of bravery, and he's very smart, and he kind of knows a lot of things. He knows a lot about the circle of life. So he's not only the eyes of the sky, but he's also kind of the one to say, hey, no, actually, this is what this is, and it means this and whatever. So
you kind of keep the rest of them in line.
Yeah, a little bit.
Alrighty. And then we have Diamond White, the voice of Fuli.
The cheetah. Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Hi, the confident cheetah.
Yes, the confident cheetah. She's also the fastest of the group. Everyone has their own traits that make them, important to the Lion Guard and important to the Pride Lands, and hers is because she can get to the scene the fastest. She can get there and kind of just get an outlook and kind of tell everyone. I think she's the second in, after Kion, she's the one who's when he's gone, she's like, okay guys, this is what we gotta do. We gotta do this. So she's, fierce, she's feisty, sassy, she's always telling people what they need to be doing and kind of giving shade and sass. So she's really cool. I love playing her.
All right. Well, the Lion Guard, It is the return of the roar. Thank you guys for talking to me. Enjoy the premiere.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
And that will do it for this edition of the Mouse Castle Lounge. Thank you to the Walt Disney Studio and Disney Channel for their hospitality, and thank you to the cast of the Lion Guard for being my guests. Stay current with everything going on in the Mouse Castle Lounge. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. You can also download the free Mouse Castle Lounge app, which you can get right now by going to themousecastle.com and clicking Get the App. Anthony Reynolds and I host Inside the Mouse Castle with your weekly dose of Disney news, information, and commentary. Now, we are taking this week off, but we'll be back next week with our usual uninformed opinions and witty banter. The Mouse Castle Lounge is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. I just like to talk about him. I'm Tim Calloway. It's been a blast as always, so let's do this again real soon. Take care.